Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Thomas, and this is The Bottom Line. You know, you can't watch TV anymore without hearing about the NSA. I'll bet half the U.S. population had never heard of it before this past year, and more than that, still don't even know what they do. The NSA, or the National Security Agency, is the central producer and manager of signals intelligence for the United States. Signals intelligence is a fancy phrase for people who secretly intercept other people's messages. Now, estimated to be the largest of U.S. intelligence organizations in terms of personnel and budget, the NSA operates under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. The NSA is supposed to monitor the world's messages and communications, and if necessary, decode or translate and analyze information for counterintelligence purposes. Now, the agency is authorized to accomplish its mission through clandestine means. Now, among these is bugging electronic systems and allegedly engaging in sabotage through subversive software or, bugs. The NSA is also responsible for the protection of the U.S. government communications and information systems. Now, last week, the USA declassified 3 secret U.S. court opinions and other classified documents. And they reveal how the NSA intercepted thousands of emails from Americans with no connection whatsoever with terrorism. So now finally, after privacy groups protested, some members of Congress are charging that the NSA has overstepped its boundaries by collecting information from the average U.S. citizens. This may have never come to light if the NSA former worker, remember Edward Snowden, hadn't leaked details of the NSA secret intelligence gathering programs. Now, whether Snowden is a traitor or a hero, that's yet to play out, and I'm not going to discuss it here. Nevertheless, the result is that Congress is wanting to rein in the NSA and have more oversight committees. But let's get to why I am upset, and you should be too. The newly classified or declassified court rulings say that the NSA collected internet messages from Americans with no ties to terrorism over a 3-year period. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't mean this only happened for 3 years. It just means these documents that are released only relate to a certain 3-year period. U.S. District Judge John Bates, now he is the court's chief judge, he wrote a strongly worded 86-page opinion. Now, in this ruling, he said, the volume and nature of the information the NSA has been collecting is fundamentally different from what the court had been led to believe. He then blasted the NSA for mishandling thousands of emails from Americans over those 3 years and said the NSA's disclosures about its email collection effort fundamentally alters the court's understanding of the scope and the collection, and it requires careful re-examination of many prior approvals that the NSA got. Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut said the latest revelation underscores the need for greater oversight of the intelligence community. Blumenthal has proposed legislation calling for a special advocate to represent the public's interests in the secret FISA court proceedings. I know you're going, FISA, what's that? FISA is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, an act that passed by Congress in 1978 that created the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. This secret court was created to have secret hearings so you and I wouldn't know what the NSA and others were doing. Are you confused yet? Let me continue. Senator Blumenthal says, now the question of how many other such unconstitutional practices occurred without the court knowing, because there is no special advocate for the people to blow the whistle if needed. He added that this highly intrusive breach highlights the need for reforming the FISA court system to assure greater respect for constitutional rights and to assure that American people have faith and trust in the institutions charged with keeping us safe. Amen. Now, here's the bottom line. You should be appalled that this government agency has been breaking the law and gathering information on the average citizen like you and me. Yet I can already see the emails and the texts and the calls I'm going to get from some people who are going to say, Bob, if you've got nothing to hide, then you got nothing to worry about. Really? You never know a person's intent And sometimes an overzealous snooper can twist information about an innocent person and ruin their life. If you don't believe me, go back to your history books and read about the late 40s and the early 50s, about honest Americans who got caught up in Joe McCarthy's un-American hearings and lost their jobs, their careers, their families, and some even imprisoned. And they thought they had nothing to worry about. You can see more episodes of The Bottom Line at thebottomline.tv. I'm Bob Thomas.